Personal story segment tonight. There's no question Herman Cain is a big political winner this fall. Once written off as a marginal candidate, Mr. Cain now competing in some national polls with Mitt Romney and Rick Perry. Question is, can a relatively inexperienced guy like Cain put together an organization that can win the nomination? Here now is a man who attempted to do just that 4 years ago, Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, Fox News analyst. What are the odds, in your opinion, that Herman Cain wins the nomination?
I think I would give him 40%, Bill. It doesn't have a 50-50 shot, but he's got a shot. It's a long shot.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Okay. What is his mean deficit? So you give him a 40% shot of securing a nomination. What's holding him back from saying a 70% shot?
Money and organization. The two key things you got to have in states like Iowa. It's a very just old-fashioned, you got to have
boots on the ground.
You got to do that.
But he has enough money to compete in Iowa, I think, Cain.
You don't have to have a lot of money in Iowa.
No.
And you don't have to have a lot of money in New Hampshire. But by the time you start getting into South Carolina, South Carolina is more of a media budget.
Right.
Florida is very much, almost exclusively a media budget.
That means you have to buy television time.
You've got to buy a lot of TV time.
All right, so Cain now that he's a player, all right, so there are 3 players. Would you agree with me right now?
I
Romney,
wouldn't count
Perry.
out anyone.
No, I know
Seriously.
you have to say that.
It's too early.
I just said
Bill, it's
now,
too early.
as it stands now.
Okay, now you got Cain and Romney
and
Perry.
All right. Now, after the debate next week, somebody might rock it up. But Cain was written off by many of us.
Yeah.
All right. So he now has to convince people to give him money.
I think he is making his case. He's connecting with people. And here's the thing. Some people have money, and then they try to connect with people. Some people connect with people, and then they go out and get the money. If I had to pick one or the other, the connecting with people is ultimately what carries the day, and it's going to be more important.
He's
has
good
an
at
authenticity.
That. Cain is good at that. Now, he
that.
came on the Factor, I don't know, 2 months ago, and he didn't do well with the foreign policy business. I mean, he just didn't have the frame of reference, and I think people understand that he's not a foreign policy guy. He's just not. The letters I get from Cain supporters say, well, he can hire guys out. He can get experts around him to bring him up to speed. What troubles me about that is that's the same thing we heard from Barack Obama. Wasn't experienced, didn't have a lot of executive experience. You had it in Arkansas. He didn't have any. Look what has happened to an inexperienced guy like President Obama.
But the experience that Herman Cain does have is executive experience, bringing people together,
it's in the
making
business
decisions.
realm.
It is in the business realm, and there is a big difference. And a lot of people think that if you can run a business, you can run a government. The difference is, if you're the CEO of a business and you have people that aren't doing what you want, you fire them.
You can't fire the pinheads in Congress.
That's right. You've got to figure out how to work with people that don't like you, and you can't do anything to them. Barack Obama's biggest problem and obstacle as a president, Bill, is that he's never understood that he doesn't own the other moving parts of government.
I think it's more than that. I think he basically doesn't understand economics, and he hired a bunch of guys, just as the Cain people are telling me he's going to do, that were very left-wing guys, Larry Summers, Geithner, and these people, and they sold him this bill of goods that the government can run a private economy. And look where it's led us.
Well, they still think it's some type of think-tank arrangement where they can sit around and try out their academic theories that they developed in an ivory tower somewhere.
And it's led us because the experience level that Barack Obama brought to the presidency was very. So that's why I'm a little skeptical of Herman Cain. Now,